welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Recently I redesigned my OCs and I was scrolling through my Procreate files and found old OC pieces that had a great idea, but I didn't have the skill to make it look good. Also, since I redesigned them, they look different now, so I thought it would make sense redrawing those pieces. Which is exactly what we're going to do today while I yap about the overall idea of the world that they live in, and also about the personalities of my OCs, although I won't go into depth that much because they aren't like completely fleshed out yet. Anyways, let's get started. So the first piece I'm gonna redraw is this one. It's from October 2023 and it's of my OC Hannah, who is actually the least fleshed out, although she's one of the oldest OCs I'm gonna draw today. She's very outgoing, very confident, and a little bit crazy. She's a very popular singer in the lower classes, which I will explain later, and she's also friends with the other OCs that I will draw, especially Lumi. So they live in a big city called Sin, which is physically and socially divided into three main groups. There are the abovers, which are classes 1 and 2. Those are the highest classes, and the rich people and important people like politicians and judges and so on. Then there's the zeros, which are just class 0, which are middle class, like they aren't doing too good but also not too bad, they're like perfectly in the middle. And then there are the belowers, which are classes 3 to 10, and they have like really bad living conditions, like the water supplies are very low and the food supplies are like very bad quality. There are almost no normal jobs, like most people have to earn money by illegal activities, and getting above class 3 is actually really hard because the higher classes don't want them to be in their space. Hannah has a really good chance of becoming a zero though, since she's a very popular singer. Not only the belowers know her music, but also the zeros. So she isn't just popular in the lower class, but also in the zeros, so maybe she will level up. I drew this quite some time ago, and outfit-wise I would have done something different now, but I still think that it turned out great and it looks a lot better than the original one. So now that we're done with Hannah, let's move on to the next piece. Next up is Lumi, and I'm gonna redraw this piece. This actually already is a redraw, but she didn't look like herself, so I decided to redraw it again. Hannah and her are best friends and they know each other since they were kids. She's more on the quiet side, though she isn't shy necessarily. She just likes to be more observing than outgoing, but whenever she feels it's needed, she will express her emotions or opinions without being scared of what others think or say. She has a twin brother called Caleb, who she lives with. They moved out of their dad's house when they were like still teens because they couldn't handle him anymore since he was an alcoholic and very abusive towards them. She mainly works as a contract killer, but whenever Hannah goes on tour, especially in spaces where the low classes live, like the 10s, she serves as like a bodyguard. I imagine her to be a hothead and being very angry very quickly, especially when crazy Hannah says something like appalling, or when people underestimate her because of her physique, since she's pretty small. I like constantly imagine the scene in my head where she founds like a little ballerina figurine as a child and is really fascinated by it and always dreams of being a ballerina someday. But the older she gets, the more she realizes that it will probably never be reality due to her being a class 3. What neither her or her brother know is that they originally were class 2, but then their mother died and their dad just couldn't handle it, so he became an alcoholic and like degraded until the point where they were class 3, but they were too young to know that they ever were higher class, and their dad never told them, so they just automatically thought that they were just born as class 3. They will probably never find out that they used to be higher class. The process of this drawing was a real roller coaster. Like when I started rendering, she just looked like a gremlin and I didn't think that something good would come out of it. But I still kind of turned it around and I'm really satisfied with how it looked. Although I think the French fry is a little bit long and skinny. But overall, I'm really satisfied with it. Now this isn't a redraw, but it fits the video idea perfectly, so I wanted to sneak it in anyways. This is Lumi's brother, Caleb, and I just love drawing him recently. Like, he's everything I draw lately. It's just guys with long black hair is my weakness, okay? What should I do? As I already said, he's Lumi's twin brother, and when he's with her, he's more on the serious side. Though he can be like really outgoing, open, and also flirty towards like cute girls when he's not with her, because he has like this feeling that he's responsible for her and needs to take care of her whenever she's with him. And that comes from the fact that he always protected her from their father whenever he became violent. Just like his sister, who works as a contract killer and bodyguard of Hannah. And he may have a little crush on her, but just maybe. He just really wants to work his way up into being a zero so he can help other people. Now, rendering him wasn't even that bad. Like, rendering the guns was really hard because I have no idea how to render guns. And I think they also like turned out really shitty, but other than that, I think like he turned out pretty good. What I'm less satisfied with is the background, because I never draw backgrounds, so I'm really bad at them. But for this piece, I just really wanted to have like something different than just a plain colored background in order to like make this look more like a scene, like a screenshot of like a scene you would see if this was like an anime or something, or a cartoon. And in order to achieve that, I had to draw a background. In the speed paint, you can actually see how I used the picture and then extended it, so like I could get a feeling of how I had to draw it. But I scrapped that idea because it was too hard, and I just like slapped some neon signs in the background and call it a day. But overall, I think this piece turned out pretty cool. And with that, we're at the end of my first ever video. I hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. If you have any video suggestions for me, please leave them. Please leave them in the comments and tell me if I can like do anything better quality wise. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!